If you had 24 hours left in the world, exactly how would you spend your last day? Well, in this film, we tackle that subject, as well as some good laughs, some amazing cameos, and overall just a good time. And that's why we're going to get into this review right now. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another movie review. So today we're reviewing a film that has already been making its waves on the film festival circuit, already premiering at Sundance 2021 and now screening at South by Southwest, which is already a major accomplishment right there. And this film is How It Ends. Now, this film was very, very enjoyable. I had a really good time with this. I love the concept. I love the performances, and the cameos were just the icing on the cake. And like, here's the thing, you know, if something's at Sundance, you know, it's automatically like like if something's at Sundance, TIFF, or South by Southwest, it is worth like keeping in your radar. But the fact when you're at two of them, it's like, okay, there's something special with that film, and that's where this film was for me. Knowing it was at Sundance, knowing it was going to be at South by Southwest, I was like, I got to check it out. And I was absolutely thoroughly pleased with it. It is definitely worth all of the buzz that was buzzing behind of it. And I definitely think that it's a lot I need to break down with this. I'm probably going to go on a little bit of a tangent with it, but I think it's important because I think there's a super strong message that comes out of this film that a lot of viewers, I hope, take out of it when watching it, and I'm pretty sure they would appreciate it too. But I'm gonna just go over the notes really quick. So this film stars Zoe Lister-Jones, who also writes and directs this alongside of her husband Daryl Wein. And then Zoe not only is wearing a bunch of hats in this too, she's alongside a Cailee Spaeny, who she's directed in a previous film, The Craft Legacy. So the chemistry there is already, you know, been established. And the performances by the two of them is just fantastic. Like, they carry this film without a doubt. All the star power or not, these two carry the film, and they make the film every bit of enjoyable every moment that they're on screen together. But with that being said, what's happening in this film? So Lisa, who basically is on her last day of Earth, she's one woman, she's going on a journey all throughout LA to really get a lot of things off of her chest before she goes to the ultimate end of the world party at the end of the night. And by doing so, she just runs into a ton of different people of her past and whatnot along the journey. So, one thing is that there's something really cool that's happening with this character. So Lisa and younger Lisa, played by Cailee, is essentially a metaphysical younger version of herself. So you have the two of them, younger and older version, walking around having that dynamic, but also at the same time running into people from the past, new strangers and all that. Because essentially what's happening throughout this day is that Lisa is having really heartfelt conversations and heavy debates with about so many different things with so many different people, like throughout the times of our lives. Because, you know, essentially what happens with humans is that a lot of people go throughout their day without regrets, with a regret that they've never really had a chance to really make amends of things of their past. And essentially Lisa's trying to clear up all of these things. So like, it's a day of honesty for her. So upon these, you know, difficult and tough conversations that she's having, you know, it's all about the forgiveness of like family and friends and the mistakes, and like a kind of accepting the mishaps and flaws, and like addressing unresolved personal issues, all those sorts of things that, you know, you want to do on your last day of Earth, because essentially it's something that everybody should want to do regardless. But like, now that it's the last day, what other better day it is to clear a lot of this up. So she's having these tough conversations. She's telling people things she's always wanting to tell them, you know, asking for forgiveness, forgiving people, all of that. And like, what's really, you know, deep about that is that, you know, the whole concept of YOLO, you only live once, like why it's a cool saying and whatnot. Like, people don't actually live by those rules. And so you see this character essentially saying that I don't want to go out on my last day with, you know, such a heavy burden on my chest for things I wish I could have done. Because if I don't do it today, there's no tomorrow. So what other better day is it to do it? And I also think that, you know, if more people had lived by that dynamic of saying like, maybe today is my last day, so I need to, you know, try to really project my best self on the world, I think it would just all be a better place. And what's cool about that is because of that concept, she finds internal happiness and internal peace. And while she has the option to go party and, you know, whatever it may be, she decides to spend it in a better, beneficial way. What's also really cool about this as well, too, is that this is an apocalyptic movie. And typically, apocalyptic movies are, you know, premised around turmoil and chaos. And you see everybody pretty much, you know, living their best life and kind of gracefully doing so. And I think that's like, you know, seeing the different side of apocalyptic movies is so much more appreciative. But with that being said, you know, this film was all around comedic and entertainment filled with good and positive energy. It was a star-studded movie because there was so many people and cameos involved. I'm not spoiling any of that because I feel like the cameos is just the extra bit of icing on the cake for what happens. And I also feel like people's appearances play really significant roles. And to like kind of predict what somebody may do in their role, I think is... it takes a little bit of the enjoyment out. It's totally a spoiler if you ask me, so I wouldn't even go there. I thought the score was done really well, but overall, I mean, the performances by Cailee and Zoe is just fantastic. They absolutely carry this film, and you just can't help but to just smile with them the entire time. Even though the world's coming to an end, you're just truly just happy because of they're happy, and I think that's a really good feeling coming out of this. So yeah, it's a very interesting and hilarious concept, but I will say that there's nothing really creative about this. Like, they didn't try to reinvent the wheel, so there's nothing unique here. I think, you know, with their performances alone and even with the added cameos, that was just enough. Because, like, the beginning of the film has a ton of good momentum. The middle film kind of coasts a little bit because I think it goes from, you know, basically a bucket list of things you want to do to the middle part being a lot of the heavy conversation and the think pieces, and then ultimately the resolve. And, like, it all depends on how you're looking at this film. If you're looking at it for just a comedic tone, then cool. But like, it also has a narrative with it. And either way, I think it's just a good display of good energy the entire time. So I really think that, you know, going into this film, a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I do not know what's up with distribution, but I can assure you it's going to be available soon because it's just that good. And I can see somebody absolutely picking it up if it hasn't already been done. With that being said, this film was definitely the hype. Everything that all the buzz and stuff behind it, it was absolutely, it's real. This was a good film. This is a all around, probably one of the most enjoyable films I saw this year for South by Southwest, and I can't wait for others to see, and I can't wait to watch it again too, to be honest. So anyway, this film is how it ends. Definitely let me know in the comments what you think about the show once you check it out, and as always, folks, stay tuned for more reviews.